Okay, my friends, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make the most perfect, ideal fertilizer for your seedlings. All right. Now, we're fortunate because nature has already done that for us. So we do not need, with this formula, we do not need to worry about things like 10, 10, 10 or 5, 10, 50 or any of the numbers or any of the adding nitrogen or phosphorus or any of that, because nature has already done that for us in a perfect balance and in a way that is absorbable by the plants. Okay, so this is what you do. And then after I will talk a bit about it and explain what's happening. Okay, go out to the forest, and like I described in my video about the other fertilizer, go to the oldest forest that is in your area and go to the biggest, oldest tree that you can find. Go to the base of that tree and clear away some of just the top layer of leaves so that you expose the nice, rich, black, crumbly stuff that is underneath it. Okay, this is called leaf mold. Now, this leaf mold is filled with the perfect balance of microorganisms that we want that are adapted to our specific locality. All right, the weather, the climate patterns, all of this stuff. The microbes are adapted already to our area. That's why we go to our forest to get them. Now, it's best to get enough for a while, so take a 5-gallon bucket with you and get a 5-gallon bucket full and then put the leaves back over it. But otherwise, you can just get a handful, okay? So get you a handful of the leaf mold and also a good-sized handful of the finished compost. So you should be composting, of course, but go out to the compost pile and get some of the darkest, richest, crumbliest compost that you can, all right? Now here we have a big handful of leaf mold and a big handful of finished compost. And if it's not so finished, that doesn't matter either. It's okay. Now, if you don't have the compost, the finished compost, that's fine. You can just use leaf mold, but the compost, we want that, okay? So now, I'll show you. Take the leaf mold and compost and put it in, these are one of those paint strainer bags. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can use an old t-shirt or any kind of various thing to filter it out. And then we just simply take the leaf mold compost, put it into the strainer bag. Now we're going to take this and simply brew a tea. We have this gallon of water that we poured last night. Now it's important to let the water set because tap water has chlorine in it, which is designed to kill microorganisms, even just a little bit. But it's a gas. Chlorine is a gas, and so it evaporates freely and quickly from the water. So 12 to 24 hours of letting water sit, pretty much all the chlorine has evaporated. So you can use that then. And then simply brew the tea like this. Get it nice and, have it come up here. You see that dark, rich stuff that is filled with all kinds of minerals and microorganisms that the plants need. Now, with this kind of thing, we don't have to worry about adding more nitrogen or less phosphorus or any of this kind of stuff. We don't have to worry about good bacteria versus bad bacteria because this is a perfect balance. Nature always works in a harmonic balance. So yes, there are pathogens in this mixture. There are bacteria in it, but there's also the appropriate amount of good bacteria that balances these out. It's a complex and beautiful web, and they all keep each other in check. All right, so that one can't get out of whack of the other. The only time stuff can get out of whack is when humans start messing with it, thinking that that we can extract just certain elements of it and just the phosphorus or just the nitrogen or just the good microbes. We don't have a complete enough understanding. Of course, the natural system is way beyond our ability to comprehend. Its complexity and its perfection. It has already been perfected for millions and billions of years and eons and everything. All right, so we simply work with these laws of nature. There's no need to use any kind of man-made chemicals or anything. This is going to provide your plants with a perfectly balanced diet, okay? Very nutritional, and it's going to inoculate them with the beneficial microbes. So what you can do with this tea, all right? Now, there's other tea methods where you can let it brew for 2 weeks and all of this, and that's good too. But I'm just talking, this is great that you can make this right away, today, and your plants will thrive. So if you're having issues with your seedlings, the last video I made, check it out. It's about if you're having issues with the seedlings, what to do, the 5 things: lighting, water, air, newts, and temp. This is the nutrients, okay? So if you're having issues, if you're having a mold on the top of your plants, you can put this into a spray bottle, all right, and spray it on top of your growing medium. And the microorganisms in here will destroy the mold. I know, it's beautiful, it's beautiful. And so if you're having any kind of issues, if the plants are lackluster, or even if they're doing fine, give them this stuff, all right, every few days or once a week, or definitely if you're having any issues with the growing medium, spray it. So put this stuff into here and spray it on top, because that's inoculating everything with those microorganisms, and that's really what we want. Okay, and this is ready to be used full strength. Okay, so this 2 handfuls can do 1 gallon. You could even do this in 2 or even 3 gallons, but you can't hurt the plants with this. It's not like chemical fertilizers where you're gonna burn them. This is already in perfect balance form, so you can give this directly to the plants, and you can spray it on them. Just make sure you turn the lights off when you spray it directly on the foliage. Turn the lights off for about 15-20 minutes until it sort of dries out. Then you can turn the lights back on. So this is then going to inoculate all your growing medium with the indigenous microorganisms from your area that have already evolved over all the eons in your area. And this is so important. We want this in the garden, all right? So do this method, my friends, and you will have extraordinarily healthy seedlings, and you won't have to worry about issues, bacterial issues or nutrient imbalances or all of that. But go trying to add nitrogen heavy fertilizers, and then phosphorus heavy fertilizers, and then good microorganisms only. Forget about it. There's no way the human mind is capable of improving what is already perfection. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions, my friends.